people, you've got the Oracle there, and we are back on MTGO for a new draft. This is gonna be most likely the last Legacy Cube draft I upload this spring, because next week it's not gonna be available anymore, and Shadows over Innistrad is gonna be what I'll be doing. So you can expect a lot of Shadow over Innistrad draft during the next month at least. This pack is fine, not so great. I've been playing Reanimator last time, so I don't think I will go for Necromancy this time. I think I will just pick Swords to Plowshare, which is one of the more efficient removal spell of the entire cube. And I think it's probably just one of the best cards here. I mean, I do like removal, but generally I'm not too high on it. But last pack did not have many better things in my opinion. I could follow that with Oblivion Ring. It's another very solid piece of removal that can deal with pretty much anything. It's in my color, it's quite good. I could also take Jace and aim towards a blue-white control deck. I guess some people really like Mirari's Wake, but I'm not too high on green-white mid-range deck. I like Mirari's Wake if you can play some sort of bent combo deck with, untap land effect. Other than that, not big fan of that. Tarmogoyf, not that strong in cube. Don't really want to play the Winnie White deck, I don't think so. So yeah, I think the pick is definitely between O-Ring and Jace. Jace is slightly stronger, but it makes me play another color. I think both are reasonable choices. I think I will go with O-Ring, which again I think is slightly worse, but let me just stay in white for now. Here I might just pick Hallowed Fountain though, because those two cards would go well in a blue-white control deck. Don't think I want to pick up Miran Crusader that high. I mean, going into blue-white control just after passing a Jace is not the best, but it's fine too. And blue seems decently open. I mean, it's quite early in the draft, so I cannot really tell for now, but I could do that, I guess. Reanimator seems open. You have Exhume and Buried Alive there. But given what I've started with, I think Hallowed Fountain is the best choice for me here. And hopefully we'll either Cyclonic Rift or Probe, or maybe Master of Wave if I end up with a more tempo-y, aggressive version of blue-white. Elfpath Tyrell is not my favorite Planeswalker. It's probably one of the weakest. It's still pretty good in a control deck. I mean, quite annoying to deal with. It's fine. It's not the best thing, but it's fine. I pretty much hate Miracle cards. Some people love them. I don't really like them too much. If you have enough Brainstorms, Ponder, and stuff like that, Sensei Divining Top, it's fine. But I mean, there's a lot of variance with this card, and a lot of luck is involved if you don't have the tool to cast them with a Miracle often. So I'm not too high on that. Nixilis is fine, but it's in black it's not so appealing as Elspeth, which is probably slightly worse, but at least in my color. So I think I'll go with Elspeth. And yeah, as I mentioned, I think some people would clearly pick Entreat the Angel over Elspeth, but I'm just not too happy with. I've not been very happy with Miracle cards in general. There's an Animate Dead, so like, it's quite a shame because it just feels like Reanimator is widely open, and this is not the archetype I choose to go in. But I guess it'd be what it be. Temple of Enlightenment is a fine fixer. That being said, as I mentioned, I think with what I have, the best color to pair up with would be blue. But I don't have any blue card yet. I don't like Emery Angel and Parallax Wave too much in control. Lantern would be a fine pick, I think. Very good fixing and acceleration. I think I'll go with that. Just seems like the more solid option for me. Windswept Heath can fetch Hallowed Fountain, which is nice. Enchant Tomb is pretty decent. I think I will just go with Remand though. I like Remand a decent amount, and I don't know, maybe Windswept is slightly better. Since I already have a dual land that I can fetch with it. I mean it's a shock land, but you get my point. Um, Definitely not picking Warder or Seeker of the Way. Now, is fixing more important than Remand, which is quite solid. I think I'll go with Remand. I like early interaction, and Remand is pretty good at also buying you time, so I can definitely respect that. Here, I think I will pick Reveliark, which is not gonna end up amazing if I play straight up blue-white control deck. But if I have the blue-white tempo aggro deck with things like Snapcaster Mage, a Muldrifter, and basically cheap creatures that have entered the battlefield effect, this could be very solid pickup for me. I'm not too high on Gullmane. Mentor is fine, but not probably just worse than Reveliark. And I don't intend to play black for now, so I guess it's gonna be a Reveliark. I do like Unexpectedly Absent a decent amount. Scrubland is fine, but again, I have no reason to play black yet. Mother of Ruin and Bouncer could be good if I end up playing, the deck that's more tempo oriented and aggressive. But I think Unexpectedly Absent is gonna be good either if I play control or more aggressive, and it's quite an underrated card in general. I do like it a decent amount. A 2-mana instant speed time ebb is like really solid, and then you have the X part that can just make it better. Alright, well, Necromancy Wield, so it seems like no one is caring about a Reanimator. Spectral Procession is very strong, but not really. I guess it's pretty good with Elspeth Tyrell. It's a fairly good card. I could see myself picking that. I kind of want to take Necromancy. If it willed, it might be that the other Reanimator card will, and that the archetype is so open that I might just into that. We'll see, we'll see. Guess I'll pick the Looter in case Reanimator is open. Seems like a weird shift, but since this wield, I don't know. I'll try it out. Captain is fine, but I'm not too high on that. So Buried Alive wield, but not Animate Dead. Alright. There's a Mutavault too and a Crusader. I think I'll still take Buried Alive. I will most likely not end up playing Reanimator, since the Animate Dead did not will, but those are options, I guess. Alright, both white cards wheeled, which is fine, I guess. I think I'll go with Emeria Angel. Wave is fine if you are aggressive enough. Other than that, not the best Wrath effect, because they get back their things later on. So I'd rather pick up Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, or Supreme Verdict of anything along those lines, basically. Face Feather is very solid as a control tool. Liliana is strong, but I'm not really black yet. I will probably not main deck the Relic Warder. And actually I got the Ajani back, which actually is not the worst. If I'm playing against an aggressive deck, it's a good option to just buy time and gain life, so I can respect that. Adarka Waste is probably not. It's fixing, but not the best. I think the pick is either Face Feathers or Miscalc, and I think Face Feathers is slightly better, so I'll go with that. Alright, Counterspell is great. I think I will pick that. I could also take Gideon, which is a very good Planeswalker. I think those are the two best options for me. And now, despite me maybe trying to reanimate things, I think the deck is clearly shifting towards a blue-white control deck and nothing else than that. And I don't mind that. I have some very solid tools, very good Dreamfall. If I take Counterspell, I will start to have a decent counter base, and then I need some more Planeswalker and Finisher, but that's a solid start for a blue-white control deck, I would say. Gideon is pretty strong. It's also a finisher, but I think it's probably not the best finisher in a control deck, and Counterspell is just amazing. It's one of the best thing. It is just the best counter in the cube. With maybe Force of Will is slightly better depending on the amount of blue card you have, but I think Counterspell is more valuable than Gideon. Alright, well, Ponder is a card that I don't mind playing. Very fine card to have in the deck. Armageddon is fine, but I'm not too high on that when I'm playing Control. Battlefear is a decent finisher. Sower is fine. I don't really like Sower in Control when you are playing potentially no creatures, and this will get removed from the game pretty much no matter what, so it's not my favorite thing to do. Paladin is obviously not great in Control, and we are seeing a lot of reanimation spell, which is quite a shame. Because last time I don't think, I drafted a reanimator deck, and I don't think it was cut off from me. I just think that's not many reanimation spells and a synergistic card with that archetype were open in the draft. As here, there are a lot of things. Either way, I think Ponder is the best option for me here. Alright, there's Deceiver Exarch, I guess. I could play blue-white control, blue-white red control with a Kiki-Jiki combo. Seems a bit ambitious though. Venzer is pretty good with this Elf Pass, because you can just use the -2 ability each turn, which is the best ability. It's pretty well. It's good with Reveliarch, but I don't think I will play Reveliarch. It's pretty decent with Face Feathers. You can use it with O-Ring to get rid of something else. It's fine. I mean, I like this more in a deck with more creatures, but it could be an option, I guess. I could also take the Exarch and splash for the combo if I don't know. I think I'll go with Venzer. It's just a safer pick. Thoth is great. Awesome card draw spell, one of the best I could get. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear cut Thoth. Cloud Goat is very good with Venzer, but yeah, I think Thoth is just a better card in general, so I'll go with that. Alright, so we've got Lingering Souls there, which is fine, but I would definitely need some black to make that good. I think I will just take Sulfur Force on the off chance that I want to splash up for a red, things like Electrolyze or Lightning Helix. There are a bunch of interesting cards, or Ajani Vengeance. I think it's the best option for me here. I don't really care too much about Souls or Hallowed Soulkeeper or Harbinger of the Tide, which are more cards for the, the tempo blue-white deck, which I'm not really playing there. This is clearly a more control-y version of blue-white. Baneslayer Angel, I don't really want to main deck that, because again, it's gonna take all the opponent's removal, but it's a good option against deck with less removal, or just very aggressive deck. Pretty good if you are playing against mono green, because they don't tend to have a lot of removal, and this can just win you the game on its own. But again, I don't think I will main deck that, but it's a good sideboard option, and there's just nothing else for me here. Alright, well, Brutal Expulsion is a card I've been really happy with. I don't think I will pick it. I think I will just pick Reflecting Pool, which is good fixing. Even if you are two-colored, you just need, with just this and a Fountain, you get pretty much all the mana you need to cast anything. It's quite good fixing. Definitely don't want to play Talia in this deck, and Stroke is not my favorite card draw spell. when I don't have a lot of ways to produce mana. So Reflecting Pool seems like the best option for me here. We wield Ajani Vengeance, which is definitely a much better Planeswalker in control than Ajani Goldmane. And I think a much better Planeswalker in general, at least in my opinion. I do like Ajani Vengeance a lot. And we have one fixing for red, because Reflecting Pool doesn't really fix for a color you are splashing for, because you need another source, so it doesn't really count as a red here. I could take the Recruiter and try to play the combo. I think it's not gonna happen though, as Ajani Vengeance is just very solid splash option, same as Fire and Ice. Good news with Fire and Ice is that even if I don't get my red, I can still cast it. I think I like that more than Soulfire Grandmaster. Again, I really don't like playing some creatures in my control deck. If I can afford to have absolutely no creature, I'm very happy with that. At this point, I'd be happy to cut this, and this is 0 creature, which I just love. I'm gonna take Anger of the God. I don't think I'll have enough red to want to play that, but I might, so. And if I can, it could be an option. Electrolyze is another very good red splash. I guess I could play Cloud Goat. I mean, currently, I'd be happy to have a non-creature deck, but I could see myself adding these Reveliarch, Relic Warder, probably not Relic Warder, but maybe the Looter and some more creatures, Baneslayer, and have a more creature-based control deck, but I'd rather not play any creature. Alright, there are a lot of interesting options. So I guess I could have tried to play the Kijiki combo. It's just one of my favorite deck in Legacy Cubes, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's just better to play a straight up blue-red deck, and trying to splash this, double red combo in a blue-white control deck is probably not the best idea. Simulacrum is fixing, and it's also a card that I do like a lot. It's a creature, but I don't really care about that, because if they have removal, I don't care about them killing my Simulacrum. Geist has X-Proof, so it's also another creature that I could see myself playing. Then there is Control Magic, which is just great. I think the Forge might wheel. I think I like Control Magic more than Sacred Waste or Deep Analysis, and I think I will go with Control Magic. Mind Control effects are very powerful in Limited. Even in Cube, it's removal and threat at the same time. I do like Geist and Solemn quite a bit, but I think this is slightly better, so I'll go with that. Alright, I think there is a Duplicant. Duplicant is pretty good. It goes quite well with Venser, but there is also Sphinx Rev and Jace. And honestly, I think I like Jace more than Sphinx Rev as a card draw spell. I've not been too impressed with Sphinx Rev in Cube so far. There's a Better Skull too, which is actually a very resilient threat to kill your opponent with. It's also kinda good with Venser, because if they kill the token, you can just blink the Better Skull and get back a germ. So I guess that could be an option. There are definitely different things I could pick here. I think Better Skull, given that I'm trying to not play many creatures and that it's pretty good with Venser, is maybe slightly better than Duplicant. I mean, Duplicant is also good with Venser, don't get me wrong. And then you have Chase. I think I'll go with Chase. I just like Planeswalkers a lot, and Chase is quite good. Alright, that's interesting. So there is Restoration Angel, which I will not pick again. I will try to not play any creature. Negate is a card that I don't mind main decking in Cube, but I think the pick is either Tundra or Council Judgment. I like Council Judgment a lot. Basically a no-ring effect, but that can target things, which is great. You can kill anything with that, which is just amazing. You cannot kill lands, obviously, but pretty much anything else, even if it has X-proof, protection from whatever, and stuff like that. So it's quite valuable. I think if this was the another O-ring effect like stasis, the blue-white O-ring, or the I just cannot remember the name of the other O-ring. I would pick Tundra, but Judgment is such a specific effect that you cannot get otherwise that I think it's really valuable. Alright, again there are a bunch of options there. I do like Mystic Confluence a lot. Do like Gideon Jura a decent amount. I think those are better choices than Wormcoil Engine, but it would also be something decent to add to the deck. I think I will pick... Nah. Confluence is great though. I've been really happy with this card. I think I will pick Gideon Jura though. I might not have enough finisher, and Gideon Jura is just a very solid finisher, as well as a control card, you know. Venzer, well, you can pretty much use it just to get the emblem and win with that. Ajani, you can also use the ultimate to kill your opponent, but Gideon Jura is very good at just killing them by attacking a few times, which I can definitely appreciate. Here, yeah, the reanimator archetype is really open. I would be happy with Dissipate, but I think I will pick Temple of Epiphany, because I really have some solid red spells that I want to splash for, and Temple is gonna help me doing that, so I think it's I mean, Dissipate would be fine, but I think I like the Temple slightly more. Alright, don't think Malatis is that great. I think the pick is either Seagate Oracle or Repeal. Seagate Oracle is great with Venzer. And I think it's probably... I mean, I do like Repeal. I think it's a slightly better option. So I will break my rule of not playing creature. But again, it's a bit like with the Solemn Simulacrum. I don't mind playing creatures that... you know, if they use a removal on it, I'm just completely fine with that. So, yeah, I think it's a slightly better option than Repeal, mostly because it goes very well with Venzer. And here, oh, there's a Sacred Foundry. I was looking at the wall, which is great, because I'm lacking 2-drop and early interaction. And it's also very good with Venzer, but Sacred Foundry is very solid fixing. I think I'll go with that. Yeah, I'm lacking a Wrath effect, unfortunately, but I just don't like Terminus too much. And I have quite a bit of removal, of single target removal, so hopefully I will not struggle because my opponent cast, you know, I mean, find a way to put a lot of token onto the battlefield. But yeah, I could definitely use a Wrath effects in my deck, but I think this was the last pack where I could get one, yeah. So we will not have a Wrath in the deck, which could be problematic, but hopefully we'll still be able to, you know, control the game and be in fine spot. Here, Forbid is the best option for me. I do have a bunch of 3-drop, which I do not appreciate too much, but Forbid seems just like the better option. I think I have enough fixing for red that I don't need the Forge too much, and Secure the Waste is a win condition and is also a card that I don't really want to play against because I'm lacking Wrath effect, and it could help me beat other player tokens, so I think it's quite a valuable pick for me. Alright, we will the Sphinx Rev too. Not bad. I might just want to take Medium Mortars though. I need early interaction with the opponent, and I'm starting to have like a really solid red, red fixing. So, I've really been unimpressed with Sphinx Rev, and yeah, I also have the Lantern to fix for red, and I do have just Jace and Thoth as card draw spell already. I don't know, maybe I could use one more. Medium Mortars is pretty great though. I will not be able to overload that often in this deck, but I still think it's quite good. Again, Negate is something I don't mind main decking, and we wield the Mystic Confluence. That's amazing, that's great. Alright, so I need to cut one card, but this is gonna be the main deck. Sweet. No one is caring about reanimating things, interestingly enough. I'm tempted to cut the Oracle just because it would feel cool to play a deck without any creature, but I think it's wrong because it's a very solid card and it's very good with Venter. I could cut Venter. Venter is good. Currently Venter is, I mean, it's decent with Scrylands, I guess, and I have one of these. So I have basically one, I guess two, kind of two, three, 3.5, 4, so I can Lightning Elix something and get it back. It's pretty decent with Control Magic, pretty decent with Swift. Yeah, actually Venser is, I think it's much better in a creature-based deck, but here it doesn't look bad because I have a lot of things that I can do with it, and that could be good. Secure the Way seems like a fine finisher, and I need ways to kill my opponents, so I think I like that. I should probably cut a 3-drop, but all my 3-drops looks great to me, so don't really want to cut a 3-drop. And the curve is not too bad. I have quite a bit of early interaction actually. Maybe I should cut the Mortars and just put it back in the deck when I'm playing against an aggressive deck, because I already have quite a bit of removal between Sword, O-Ring, Council Judgment, Face Feather, Adjani, Electrolyze, Gideon. I guess Elfplate is actually a Wrath effect, but you have to kind of make it work, I guess. I probably, and I also have Fire and Ice. Yeah, I think I have enough, and Unexpectedly Absent. I have enough main deck removal that I don't need Mortar, but it's gonna be a good sideboard option against more aggressive decks. So I think it's gonna be what I will be cutting here. As for the mana base, I will probably add one mountain in case someone pass to exile. Well, I don't have any creatures, so I don't think it even matters, but this is 3 red sources, 4 with the lantern. Again, you cannot recount the pool as a red source. And then this would mean 10 blue, because you can count the pool for the blue, and 10 blue is fine. I have quite a bit of requirement in blue, so it's not more than enough. I think it's just fine. I would not really want to go under that. And 8 white, which is also, I guess I could make it 9/9. But if I count the mana signs, I do have 6, 10, 11, something like 16 blue, which is quite a lot, and 12 white. So I have a bit less white, and I need more blue early on. So I think I'll still go with 9/10. And I did not count the lantern. Maybe I should not play a mountain. Might just cut the mountain, honestly. I feel like 4 red sources should be enough. Because Fire and Ice, I can cast it without... I mean, it's not... If I don't have my red, it's not the end of the world. And this means that I only have 2 real red cards in my deck. So that's gonna be the deck. I think it's quite good. I'm happy with this build of blue-white control with a touch of red. I have a bunch of Planeswalkers, some very solid card draw, very solid removal, and some counter spells. So very happy with the deck. We'll see how it performs in the next round. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I see you guys for round 1.